All right, let's dive right into the story of one of Thailand's most revered monks and the incredible, almost unbelievable power that's attributed to his sacred amulets. It's a really good question, isn't it? I mean, from the highest levels of government all the way down to everyday folks, his name inspires such deep respect. So today, let's explore the man, the miracles, and his enduring legacy to find out why. You see, to really get a handle on the power of the amulets, you first have to understand the monk who created them. He was known to his followers as the God of Mercy, and that wasn't just a title. His entire life was truly defined by an incredible sense of compassion. And this right here, this was his famous greeting. Think about that for a second. It didn't matter if you were a powerful government official or a poor villager with nothing to your name. He offered this same warm, boundless compassion to absolutely everyone. It just perfectly captured who he was. So let's take a quick look at his life. I mean, this just lays out a journey of complete and total spiritual dedication. He was born into a royal lineage, but he was ordained as a novice at just 12 years old. Then he spent 16 years, mastering these ancient sacred arts. His whole existence was this deep spiritual journey. But here's the thing. His incredible compassion was matched by something else, something legendary, a protective power known in Thai as Klao Klad. It's this almost miraculous ability to evade danger, like being right there in the middle of it, but somehow you're left completely untouched. Okay, so get this. This is the most famous story out there, the one everyone knows. You've got the country's leader, the prime minister, on a plane. Suddenly there's a critical malfunction and the plane starts to go down. It should have been an absolute catastrophe, but the prime minister and his family, who are all carrying Kruba Wang's amulets, walked away completely unharmed. And look, this wasn't some whispered rumor. We're talking front-page news. The entire country heard about it. That single event just cemented the reputation of his Takrut Gaugum amulet, that's a kind of scrolled talisman, as the ultimate object of protection. And it wasn't a one-off thing, not by a long shot. The stories just kept coming. You hear about a police officer surviving a firefight he absolutely shouldn't have, or a taxi driver getting robbed at gunpoint only for the attacker's gun to jam at the crucial moment. Just incredible accounts. But, it wasn't all about these heart-stopping escapes from danger. His amulets are just as famous for a totally different kind of power, something much more subtle. It's called Metta Mahaniyom. You can think of it as great loving kindness or just immense popularity. So what is that, really? Well, this blessing, it's all about attraction. It's the power to draw people to you, to win their favor, to succeed in your dealings with them. And this is why his followers weren't just people in dangerous jobs, but also huge celebrities, like the legendary singer Chao Luang Setthikhamphan. So, let's zero in on one of the most iconic pieces that really captures all of these powers. We're talking about his very first coin, minted way back in 1963 or 2506 in the Buddhist era. For collectors and devotees, this thing is an absolute icon. And it's so important to get this. When you look at this coin, you're not just seeing decoration. Every single line, every symbol, it's all part of a complex sacred design, a kind of spiritual technology. That's where the blessing actually comes from. All right, let's break down what we're looking at here. On the front, you've got this immense power packed in. You see his image, right? But it's literally wrapped in this powerful Lana chant and then grounded by the symbols for the 4 fundamental elements: earth, water, wind, and fire. Then you flip it over, and the back is all about authenticity. It tells you exactly what it is, the historic first edition from his temple. Now that chant on the front, that is the absolute key. The Kata Riyak Jitkan, which translates to the chant to call people's minds. This is the heart and soul of the coin's Metta Mahaniyam power. It's designed, quite literally, to attract goodwill and draw others toward the wearer with positive intentions. But here's what's really cool. The power isn't just locked away in these physical objects. It's also alive in the sacred chants that he taught his followers, chants they still use to this day to call on these very same blessings. And this is a really fascinating application of his teachings. For anyone who owns a shop or runs a business, the Buddha opens the world chant is considered one of his most powerful tools. The idea is to use it to create this blessed water that you sprinkle around your business to draw in customers and just create a positive, prosperous energy.
So what you're seeing here is the beginning of that very powerful chant. It's more than just words on a page. It's a spiritual tool that devotees use to ask for blessings, not just for safety, but for their actual livelihood. And here we go. We're coming full circle now, right? Right back to those incredible miracle stories. Because he didn't just give people amulets for protection, he actually taught a specific chant, the Katha Roard, or evasion chant, that you're supposed to say before any journey to ensure you travel safely. This is it, the evasion chant. It might seem simple, but it's a really profound piece of his spiritual legacy. It's like a personal prayer for safe passage that he gave to his followers, empowering them directly. So, if there's one thing you take away from all this, it should be this. The two great powers we've been talking about, the protective cloud-clad and the attractive Metomahaniam, they aren't really two separate things. They both spring from the exact same source, his boundless, all-encompassing mercy. And that really leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? Beyond all the miracles and the amazing stories, what does the legacy of Kruba Wang teach us about the power of simple faith and compassion in our own lives? It makes you realize that the story of these amulets, it's ultimately about the profound and lasting impact of a life dedicated entirely to helping others.